Reno, a former Miami prosecutor and the first woman to serve as U.S. Attorney General, died early this morning of complications from Parkinson's disease. She was 78 years old.
And people from South Florida to Washington are honoring her legacy today. Local 10 News reporter Hurchalla is live now for us with more on the life and legacy of Janet Reno.
And Calvin, when you think about her professional career, this is the place where she was molded before she became Attorney General. Miami is where she grew up, where she was born. And when historians write Miami's history, she is definitely going to play a significant role.
A former judge and once mayor of Miami Beach, Seymour Gelber, remembers when Janet Reno was first hired by then State Attorney Richard Gerstein.
She was as tough a state attorney as I'd ever met. And I respected her for that.
I, Janet Reno, do solemnly swear.
Before she was our nation's top prosecutor, she was Janet, the older sister.
She was the oldest and wisest of us.
4 siblings in total. Today, her youngest sister remembers that little girl, the woman she was with until her final moments.
When I tucked her in at night and said, "I love you," she'd look like she was asleep and raise one eyebrow and say, "I love you too very much."
Miami-Dade is where Reno was born, grew up, and went on to become the county's top prosecutor.
She would always say, strength and courage. She would always look for what was fair, and she'd say, we have to do the right thing. That's the mission here.
In 1992, President-elect Bill Clinton picked her to be the country's Attorney General. Earlier on, she was criticized for the deadly raid on the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, Texas, where sect leader David Koresh and 80 followers died. In 2000, Reno angered Cuban Americans here in South Florida when she authorized the armed seizure of Elian Gonzalez. The boy was taken from the home of his Miami relatives so he could be returned to his father in Cuba. After leaving Washington, Reno returned to Florida, where she ran for governor in 2002, losing in a Democratic primary. The campaign brought her public career to an end. She died from complications of Parkinson's disease. Janet Reno was 78.
Former President Bill Clinton and current President Barack Obama both issuing statements on the death of Janet Reno. You can find those on local10.com. As for her family, we understand they're planning services that are likely going to take place sometime after Thanksgiving. For now, reporting live in Miami, Hurchalla, Local 10 News.